Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us here on Up with Krim. I'm Channing Curtis. Well, it is just after 6 a.m. on this Thursday morning, so let's go ahead and get right outside to meteorologist Thomas Patrick, because Thomas, it was definitely a windy one yesterday, but what will Thursday have in store for us?
Yeah, a little bit chilly. Had to break out the old yellow creme jacket just to stay a little bit warmer as I stand outside from our outdoor weather center. The pros and cons are, well, the cons is that it's cold and a little bit windy outside. In fact, the current wind is 17 degrees, so there's that wind chill. 26 is what it feels like standing outside right now. The big pro, though, is that we have a lot of sunshine to work with, and our temperatures should be warming up very nicely from here. There are those current temperatures, 36 from Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, but it feels a lot colder because it is still quite breezy, not just this morning, but should be fairly breezy today, thanks to these stronger northwesterly winds that are going to be streaming through the inland northwest. Looks like maybe a little bit of light precipitation just moving through Spirit Lake as of right now. Yes, our Doppler radar is estimating that it's falling as snow, but I think with any kind of cloud cover, it's actually going to be a little bit milder, and we've seen this recently. Again, estimation here on Doppler radar. We just want to see those observations and look at cameras to see if it is falling as any kind of wintry precipitation. Let's put it this way. Thankfully, we're not in Denver, where they're tracking like 3 to 6 inches of snow for this week. But for us, mid to upper 50s for today. Should actually end up a little bit on the cloudy side later on today, and we'll show you when our next chances for rain are going to be and how nice this upcoming weekend will be as well. Your full forecast in a few minutes.
Well, an update to the Hatch Road Bridge construction. The city of Spokane says work on the bridge is actually going smoothly and crews are on schedule. The bridge was shut down in March to replace the bridge deck. Heavy vehicles had reportedly been causing it to shift. However, the bridge is still expected to reopen July 31st. Today, the FDA Commissioner Robert Califf is set to testify before a House committee about the agency's response to the baby formula shortage. This comes as President Biden invokes the Defense Production Act to increase the manufacturing of baby formula.
The Defense Production Act gives the government the ability to require suppliers to direct needed resources to infant formula manufacturers before any other customer who may have ordered that good.
Last night, the House passed 2 bills to address the shortage, though it's unclear if either has the Republican support to pass the Senate. Formula has been in short supply since Abbott Nutrition had a recall earlier this year. The FDA reached an agreement to reopen Abbott's largest plant, but it's not expected to fully ramp up for 2 months. The Senate Finance Committee announced they will investigate the company and the shortage. Now, we know there's a lot of talk about the baby formula shortage, and it can definitely be confusing. So this morning, Krim 2's Malia Kamal joins us from the newsroom to break down everything that you need to know if you're looking for formula here in the inland Northwest. Good morning, Malia.
Good morning, Channing. Now, people have a lot of questions right now, including where can you find that formula and if there's what doctors are approving as far as replacements. So let me break it down for you. Number one, even if they have formula in stock, many big box retailers are limiting how much you can buy. I called around yesterday and found that Winco has the lowest limit at 3 cans per person. Target and Fred Meyer have about 4 can limits. Now, Walmart has the highest with 5 cans per person. Formula stocks depends on the time of day and which day you go in. So if you're trying to find formula, call your local store and see when they're expecting their next shipment so you can plan accordingly. Now, number 2, do not make your own formula. This comes as a warning from the CDC website. Your baby's nutritional needs are very specific, especially in the first year of life. According to the CDC, homemade infant formulas may have too much or not enough nutritional value. Also, using homemade formulas can lead to infections or serious health issues. And number 3, do not water down that formula. This is according to the healthychildren.org. This site is backed up by the American Academy of Pediatrics. They say that watering down formula to stretch it out is not safe and can cause nutritional imbalances in your baby. It is okay to switch formulas for most baby, but toddler formulas is typically not recommended for infants, but can be used as a last resort just a few days for those hitting that 1-year mark. Now, before switching your formula or using any alternatives, it's always good to check in with your child's pediatrician first. If you're looking for more information on the recall, the White House launched a resource website last week, and you can find it at hhs.gov. In the newsroom, Malia Kamal, Krim 2 News.
Now, as the baby formula shortage continues to impact U.S. families, questions about other infant feeding options have spiked. Ariane Till and the National Verify team looked into claims that cow's milk might be an option for younger babies.
Some news headlines suggesting parents can now feed cow's milk to babies that are 6 months or older are leading to some confusion. That's because cow's milk typically isn't recommended for babies until they're 1 year old. So let's verify. Should parents feed cow's milk to babies who are 6 to 12 months old? Our sources are the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the American Academy of Pediatrics, and Dr. Stephen Abrams, chair of the American Academy of Pediatrics Committee on Nutrition. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the American Academy of Pediatrics recommend that babies be introduced to cow's milk at 12 months old, but not before then and never as the child's main source of nutrients. That's because cow's milk has too many proteins and minerals for a baby's kidneys to handle, and it just doesn't have enough necessary nutrients, according to the CDC. But during the shortage, Dr. Stephen Abrams says that in a pinch, cow's milk may be an option for children older than 6 months who are usually on regular formula if other alternatives aren't available. He added, quote, "This is not ideal and should not become routine. However, it is a better option than diluting formula or making homemade formula," unquote. He says this does not apply to babies who need specialty formula products for allergies or have other special health needs. So we can verify, no, parents shouldn't feed cow's milk to babies 6 to 12 months old, except in an emergency when other options have been exhausted. And even then, medical experts suggest you consult your pediatrician before giving your child cow's milk. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
For more information that will help you find formula for your baby, all you need to do is text the word formula to 509-448-2000. We'll send you a link with all of that information right to your phone. Well, in other news, a federal judge sentenced a Spokane Valley volleyball coach to 5 years in prison for downloading images of child pornography. Richard Wright pleaded guilty earlier this year to receipt of child pornography. After an FBI investigation starting in spring of 2019, an agent found a number of child pornography files dating back to 2017. He had been a girls volleyball coach in Spokane and Spokane Valley and was also the same man who former Spokane County Sheriff Deputy Craig Chamberlain wrote a character letter for before dropping out of the sheriff's race. 6:08 now, time for your morning rush. More news in less time. Colville Tribal Police are searching for an escaped inmate this morning. Amos Staggs was last seen in Yakima after escaping May 8th from the Colville Tribal Correctional Facility in Nespelem. Tribal police say Staggs escaped from an outside recreation area by climbing a fence and hopping onto a roof. His charges include battery and strangulation. Anyone with information is asked to contact Tribal Police. The state of Washington added more than 12,000 jobs last month. That's according to a report from the State Employment Security Department. It also showed the state's unemployment rate went down by 0.1%. Among the industries that saw the most growth in April, leisure and hospitality, professional and business services, as well as education and health services. Well, the primary election may be over, but the votes are still getting counted. However, in one Oregon county, there's a ballot problem that will take a long time to fix. Tens of thousands of ballots were misprinted with blurry barcodes. Now, this means that the ballots cannot be run through high-speed machines and will actually need to be counted by hand instead. Oregon's Secretary of State criticized the delayed results. The county clerk there says she doesn't know how long the counting will take. Well, a third grader from Western Washington has created what she hopes will be a resource for kids around the world. 9-year-old Viva enrolled in an online program where she was able to learn basic coding skills. She used those skills to create an app called Trash Sorter. It will help kids understand the 3 kinds of waste: garbage, recycling, and compost. And that's a look at your morning rush.
Here's the one thing you need to know about today's weather. While we do have some sunshine overhead right now, it is quite cool this morning and will be a cool and breezy day for this Thursday.
Time for your wake-up call. We all know how stressful the world can be, so we want to know, what are you thankful for on this Thursday? It could be a person, a pet, anything at all. So go ahead and text us your Thankful Thursday thoughts to 509-448-2000 or use the hashtag #UpWithKrim on social media. We've gotten a lot of responses in already this morning. One person says, thankful for a hot cup of coffee and a quiet moment before the crazy starts. I love that one. Go ahead again, text us 509-448-2000.